Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the founder of the Goodvertising Agency, Mr. Thomas Kolster.
Mahaba, and welcome to this next exciting panel about sports and entertainment. And I gotta say that it's not every day that you have Oliver Stone doing the warm-up for your panel, right? I feel extremely privileged. So I think that all of us remember our firsts when it comes to media entertainment, don't we? Our first theater experience, our first sports match, our first game. Personally, as you can see, I'm kind of a 70s kid, so my first movie theater experience was actually Star Wars. Do we have any Star Wars fans in the crowd? Anybody? Yeah, a bit of Star Wars? Good, a few Star Wars fans, that's good. I mean, no doubt about it, entertainment and sports is something that catches the imagination. There's not a lot of other products that can make us cry, that can make us laugh, that can make us fall in love. But it's also one of the industries that are being challenged incredibly by digitalization, by all these new exciting opportunities, virtual reality, games, and that obviously opens up a lot of possibilities. At the same time, audiences are becoming more and more media savvy. They're becoming more and more used to exciting experiences. And as we've seen the last decade or so, people have also turned from being audiences into producers of content. So that obviously poses lots of challenges. And to explore these challenges, we have almost like an Avengers-like superstar panel, and I'm going to bring each one of them on stage individually, and then we are going to gather in the last 20 minutes to have a conversation about some of those opportunities in this exciting space. And first up, I want to invite Aron, and he is the CEO and President of AMC Entertainment. So give Adam a big round of applause, please. So welcome, Adam, and you are absolutely no stranger to being in Saudi Arabia. Last year, you historically opened the first movie theater in Saudi Arabia after an almost 4-decade ban. And I know that you brought a video that you want to show us, but first, for those in the audience that doesn't know what AMC Entertainment is, maybe you could just explain. What is AMC Entertainment?
My pleasure. Hello, Thomas. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure for me to be here in Riyadh. AMC Entertainment is simply described as the largest movie theater company in the world. We have over 1,000 theaters, over 11,000 screens. We are the largest movie theater chain in the United States. We're the largest movie theater chain in the United Kingdom. We're the largest movie theater chain in Europe. And by next year, 2020, we will not only have been the first movie theater chain in Saudi Arabia in 37 years, but we also will be the largest movie theater chain in Saudi Arabia as well. About 350 million times a year, people visit AMC theaters in the US, Odeon theaters in Europe, AMC cinemas here in Riyadh, to see a movie at our theaters. It's a privilege for us to put smiles on the faces of people around the globe.
Great. So before we dive into some of the expansion plans for Saudi Arabia, maybe we should actually watch this historical moment with the first movie theater opening in Saudi Arabia. So let's play the video, please.
من صغرنا وإحنا نحلم وأحلامنا بعيون غيرنا صغيرة. كبرنا وكل شيء تمنيناه تحقق. ولأننا وطن طموح نشعر أن كل أحلامنا قريبة. وفي هالعام من يومنا الوطني 88 نحتفل بأول يوم وطني في أول صالة سينما في المملكة.
That is definitely a first to remember. So what are your plans in Saudi Arabia going forward from this first opening?
Well, this is such a historic and exciting development for the kingdom to reopen cinemas in this country after a 37-year gap. I was here at that evening, April 18th of 2018, when we opened our first theater in the King Abdullah Financial District. If any of you have been there, we are ripping out all the uncomfortable seats starting this week and replacing them with luxurious reclining leather seats where you bring your feet all the way up and your back all the way back. We will open our second theater on December 15th, just 6 weeks from now. I'm going to come back for the opening of that theater at the Panorama Mall here in Riyadh. We have already signed 17 leases with another 13 in the works. Our goal is to open 50 cinemas across the kingdom in the first 3 or 4 years. We have a very fine local partner. The Public Investment Fund is our partner, and working together, the Public Investment Fund and AMC are going to bring movie theaters all across the kingdom. Once we get our first 50 theaters done, by the end of next year, we should have between 15 and 20 theaters in 12 Saudi cities. It's my hope that we'll be able to announce going way past 50 theaters. I'd like to see us go to 70, 80, maybe even 100 theaters here in the kingdom. The first theater is very popular. It's doing about 11 times the business that a normal theater would do in Europe or the United States. It's a big success.
Great, I'm happy to say that, Adam, because let's move on from the local context to a more global context, because I'm from Denmark and obviously living in an extremely cold country and with a very big flat screen on my wall. What can pull me down to a movie theater in Denmark, and what are some of the challenges that you're seeing in the global markets in terms of the theater business?
So, it's interesting because here in Saudi, so many people for decades now have been watching movies at home, but we're not able to go to theater. If you read the world's press, they often talk about the competition that theaters face, because now there are so many ways to watch content.
Yeah.
You can watch on your home television, you can watch on an iPad, you can watch on your telephone. And yet the amazing thing is how big the theatrical business really is. The movie theater business worldwide each year is a $35 billion industry. Just in the United States, it's an $11 billion industry. And the reason so many people still go to the theater is because there's nothing like watching a film on a giant screen. And we have theaters where we have screens as big as 30 meters across. And we're investing heavily in the best movie technology, so the brightest pictures, the liveliest sound, the most comfortable seats. We've now installed recliner seats, again, where your feet come up, your back lays back almost flat, sort of like taking the old-fashioned theater, which was like on an airplane economy class with no legroom and sitting up straight, and turning it into like international first class on an airplane, where you've lots of room and your feet come up and you're sitting up. My biggest problem when I sit in these luxurious seats is staying awake for 2 hours to watch the movie, because I always fall asleep for 5 minutes in the middle. We're also making our food and beverage options so much better. And when you make your product better, when you give consumers reasons to leave the home, they do. And as I said, they're going to cinemas several billion times a year.
Great. So what are some of the challenges you're seeing in coming from the digital space and some of the digital opportunities that you're starting to embrace? I know that you have rolled out more communication with the audiences just before and after the cinema experience.
Sure. Our view is it's very important to engage with the audience, not just when they're in our theater, but at home before they get to the theater, of course at the theater, and at home again after they leave. So we have a big loyalty program in the US and another one across Europe. We're communicating with all of our guests almost every week about the movies that are playing, the movies that are coming out. And we also are digitally engaged. Now, if you go in the United States, for example, just last week, for the first time we rolled out a new product where if you would like to watch a movie at home, you can do that on the AMC website or the AMC smartphone app.
Perfect. So lots of exciting challenges. We will see you back in a little while, Adam, and then I'll invite our next exciting panelist on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And since you're a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
I want all them to know that on December 18 at the King Abdullah Financial District and at the Panorama Mall, you can watch Star Wars here in Riyadh.
Another
And
reason to
AMC
go to the
Cinema.
theater.